Baba da baba baba da baba da baba da baba dang a dang dang a ding a dong ding. I do, I do, I do. Dip 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 do, I do, I do. Dip 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 baba da baba baba da baba da baba da baba dang a dang dang a dingy dong ding. I do. Thank you. But the fuckers say we can't. Because you're a girl and I'm a girl, or at least something close to the most we can hope for is an uncivil union in Vermont, and I want church bells. I want rosary beads. I want Jesus on his knees. I want to walk down the aisle and then the patriarchy smile. That's not true. But I do want to spend my life with you. And I want to know 50 years from now, when you're in a hospital room getting ready to die, when visiting hours for family members only, I want to know they'll let me in to say goodbye. Because I've been 50 years memorizing the way the lines beneath your eyes form rivers when you cry, and have held my hand like an ocean at your cheek saying, baby, flow to me. Because 50 years I've watched you grow with me. 50 years of you never letting go of me through nightmares and dreams and everything in between. From the day I said, buy me a ring that will turn my finger green so I can imagine our love is a forest. I want to get lost in you. And I swear I grew like a wildflower every hour of the 50 years I was with you. And that's not to say we didn't have bad days. Like the day you said, that checkout clerk was so sweet. And I said, I'd like to eat that checkout clerk. And you said, honey, that's not funny. And I said, baby, maybe you could take a fucking joke every now and then. So I slept on the couch that night. But when morning came, you were laughing. Yeah, there were times we were both half in and half out the door, but I never needed more than the stars on your skin to lead me home for 50 years. You were my favorite poem. And I'd read you every night knowing I might never understand every word, but that was okay. Because the lines of you were the closest thing to holy I had ever heard. You'd say, this kind of love has to be a verb. We are paint on a slick canvas. It's going to take a whole lot to stick, but if we do, we'll be a masterpiece. And we were. From the beginning, living in towns that frowned at our hand-holding, folding their stares like hate notes into our pockets so we pretend they weren't there. You said fear is only a verb if you let it be. Don't you dare let go of my hand. That was my favorite line. That and the time when we saw two boys kissing on the street in Kansas, and we both broke down crying because it was Kansas, and you said, what are the chances of seeing anything but corn in Kansas? We were born again that day. I cut your cord and you cut mine, and the chords of time played like a concerto of hope, like we could feel the rope unwind, the noose of hate loosening from years of people like you aren't welcome here, people like you cannot work here, people like you cannot adopt. So we had lots of cats and dogs, and once even a couple of monkeys. You taught to sing, hey, hey, we're the monkeys. You were crazy like that. And I was so crazy about you, on nights you couldn't sleep, I'd lay awake for hours counting sheep for you. And you would rewrite the rhythm of my heartbeat with the way you held me in the morning, resting your head on my chest. I swear my breath turned silver the day your hair did. Like I swore marigolds grew in the folds of my eyelids the first time I saw you, and they bloomed the first time I watched you dance to the tune of our kitchen kettle in our living room. In a world that could have left us hard as metal, we were soft as nostalgia together. For 50 years we feathered wings too wide to be prey, and we flew through days strong and days as fragile as sandcastles at high tide. You would fold your love into an origami firefly and throw it through my passageways till all my hidden chambers were lit with lanterns. Now every trap door of every pore in my heart is open because of you, because of us, so I do want to be in that room with you. When visiting hours of family members only, I want to know they'll let me in. I want to know they'll let me hold you while I sing. Baba da baba baba da baba baba da baba da baba dang a dang dang a ding a dong ding. I'm so in love with you, baby. I'm so in love with you. Dip da dip da dip baba da baba baba da baba baba da baba da baba dang a dang dang dingy dong ding. Goodbye.